Hello, hello! I am back! Welcome back to Amity Bloom. It's not like I've been gone for a long time, but it's been a while since I just turned the camera on and played with my journal. This is my traveler's notebook, and talked to you guys. I'm in the mood to talk and I'm in the mood to share, and I am going to be playing in my traveler's notebook. This is the Chic Sparrow in creme brulee in standard size because I've been getting some questions. It's beautiful. I'm typically a Midori girl. If you've watched me for a while, I have my Midori Traveler's Notebook, but this one is beautiful and I like how thick it is, and it's perfect because you have 4 elastics, so you can have lots of yummy little notebooks in there. So I'm going to be playing around in not my Traveler's Notebook, but in one of my folders that I have in here. The more that I use the journal, my California Dreaming Journal, you can say I took it out as I was playing in it last night. The more that I'm playing in here, I'm realizing that I love the use of color. I love seeing all these bright colors, the blues, the mustards, the reds, and then I go and I look at this folder and it completely brings down my creativity when I look into this folder. Poor little guy. There's nothing wrong with the Kraft folder, let's be real. But I want to decorate it, and I want to start creating special ephemera and keeping little pieces that I want to save into my California Dreaming Journal. So I think this folder needs to match up with the journal. I want to take my traveler's notebook with me everywhere, and I want to have color just bursting out of my little notebook. I've already selected some papers to cover up my craft folder. You could just stamp it if you're a very minimal person. You could take some stamps and just stamp on some words or a quote, a little flower. You can draw on it or paint on it if you're super artistic. Me personally, I love patterns and colors and I love paper, so I'm going to decorate it with some paper. So I pulled out one of the papers for my retro wallpaper pack in my shop. Since I don't want to use the real piece of wallpaper, since I know it can crack and it can be very brittle since we're wrapping it around the folder, I want this to last me a good amount of time, so I don't want to use the real thing. This is why I love using printables of wallpaper, because you can use them and use them time again and you don't have to worry about it. Now the other papers that I also have are from a recent magazine that I purchased. I have some sentiments that I really want to use. This is some paper that I want to put inside of my journal, so this is what's going to go inside of my folder. I really loved this minty greenish blue. It's from a magazine as well, so I'm going to be cutting around it, or I might just use the full page. And then I loved this image. Can you see how beautiful that is? I love the florals. I don't really like how they decapitated this poor woman, like just her legs. That kind of creeps me out a little bit. So it's super easy to just cover that up with some paper and then like take a label and do your own journaling if you want to. But hey, you can keep it as is or alter it, which is what I love about using your own pieces of paper, your magazines, to create your own ephemera. And it's important to store them in a special place that you can then go through, such as a little folder, and decorate it so that it makes you excited to see what kind of ephemera you have lurking in your folder. If you're someone who's been wanting to purchase some printables or some classes, I have my annual sale going up. Right now it's in my Etsy shop and on my Teachable. Everything is on sale now. The sale is lasting the entire weekend and it ends on Tuesday. So definitely, if you've been wanting to purchase a couple of printables or classes, now is your time to check it out if you're interested. So to start, I think this piece of paper doesn't need anything else other than like a little label probably. That's what I'm thinking. I don't want to cover this up at all. I was thinking of adding the receipt on the side, but I think that's just too much. I love the design of this wallpaper, and I think I just need a little label to write ephemera, so I know it's my ephemera folder. So what I like to do is just fold it around my folder. Fold it around your folder. Do you think that's why they came up with the word fold? Because it's like a folder? I don't know. See, this is why I sometimes don't film rambly videos, because then you get to see how my brain actually works. And I'm a little quirky, and sometimes I think of like the quirkiest little things. It's fun to just turn the camera on and talk with you all. I hope you guys are having an incredible day. I hope that your week has been amazing. If you haven't been having the best week, believe me, better days are ahead. As long as you remain positive and optimistic, beautiful days are ahead. So no need to worry, no need to fret. So I just trimmed my piece of paper to fit around my folder and making sure this is the side that I want to be visible. And to adhere it, I'm just taking my Fabrifix glue. You guys know I love this glue. It's a perfect glue for fabric and paper. I'm pretty messy with it. Because it's glue at the end, it's going to be covered up. And then you just add your paper. And then I take my handy dandy little roller and I make sure that there's no air bubbles because of the glue. And this cute little, it's actually quite massive, so maybe cute isn't the perfect word, but it's a nice roller that has this larger side and a smaller side. I purchased it from a thrift store in northern Georgia, and I absolutely love it. I don't know what it is. I found it in the kitchen section, so maybe if any of you guys know what this little contraption or machinery is, it's absolutely wonderful for creasing your papers, for taking air bubbles out when you're applying glue. So definitely let us know if you are familiar with what exactly this little machinery is. See, perfect. Makes your job super, super easy. Now it's time to glue on my label. I think instead of using my handwriting and writing, I think I'm going to stamp. Alright, so let's say goodbye to this little tool. And now say hello to this one. This is an antique, or it's probably vintage. It's not antique, I take that back. It's a vintage little stampy thing, I think for ledgers. So I think I kind of want to stamp these vintage numbers on the top. So let me see how this is going to look. This can either look really good or really bad. Oh, perfect! Yay! Okay, that worked out perfectly. It's just something extra that makes your folder look a little bit more interesting. But if you're someone that definitely likes to have all your notebooks and folders labeled and marked, definitely don't add just random numbers. But if you're someone like me who just likes playing around, then just have fun adding random numbers to your folders or your inserts. So in the inside, it's super boring, as you can see. I have random ephemera in here, like this is pieces of a book cover that I really liked. Some really beautiful handmade paper. As before in my traveler's notebook, I had a nature journal that I filled up. And then in here, I also have just, what was this? Oh, this is a dashboard, like a paper dashboard that I made from one of my digitals. I think it's from the botanical paper set. Some paper from Maggie Holmes, and then just random pieces of scrap paper. So I have very random papers that don't really have a meaning to me just yet. I want to fill this folder up with ephemera to accompany my California Dreaming Journal. And the inside is looking very bare and very basic. Now there's nothing wrong with that, but I like to decorate everything. So I think I'm going to decorate this folder. So my plan is to not decorate the back, as this will always be covered up with papers and ephemera, but I do want to cover up these front pockets, and I want to use some vintage wallpaper. This was from our paper balloon packs that we recently created. So I have my two wallpaper pieces cut. All I'm going to do is trace it. So match it up to the edge of your little folder and just trace. Alright, and then I just cut along this line. So let me put that back. And then I'm just going to put my pen to let me know exactly where I need to cut the slits or the little holes for my ephemera to go in. There we go, that worked perfectly. Okay, so plan completely worked out. Wow, that doesn't happen that often. So I'm just going to continue to cut the little slits to create our pockets, and then I'm going to repeat that same step with this piece of wallpaper, just adding it from behind, tracing it, and then tracing the little holes and then cutting them out with scissors. So I just finished prepping both of my little folder flaps, and to adhere them I'm just applying the same glue that I used on the cover. And then you just align it right on top. It doesn't have to be perfect. And most of the time your things will end up looking beautiful because you were happy when you were making them. So just taking my little roller mechanism. I think I'm going to call this my little rolly. So regardless of what the actual name is, this is going to be my rolly from now on. And there we go! That looks so cute! Now I just need to add my washi tape on the bottom as I want to cover up this craft paper. And I think I want to use this washi tape. It has some doves on it. It's that easy to alter like a basic craft folder into something that's a little bit more personal to you, more beautiful. And now the only thing that's left to do is to fill the inside with ephemera pieces. This cute little butterfly. This would definitely fit. Yeah, that would definitely fit in the little tuck spots. Let's put these in here. Oh, my little playing cards, will they fit? Oh, they're a little bit too big. Oh, this little mushroom's cute though. Alright, I'm keeping that little mushroom sticker. I do want to use this botanical paper. I have some paper strips that I loved from my papers, but I did not want to throw them out, so I think I'm just going to put these into my folder, and they are the perfect size to be kept in here. I have this really pretty image that I want to save. I definitely want to use this in my traveler's notebook. Some of my Polaroids I want to keep in there as well. I have some of my embroidered linens like as labels that I want to use. Just some antique wallpaper that I cut out into little circles. Some really pretty scrapbook paper. Let me just trim this off. This is a really cute little journaling card. I really love the look of it, the tone of it, the colors. Some more scrap paper from the paper bloom packs from last year. This is some really beautiful Italian paper. These are some printables from my shop. They're the feed sacks, so they're from Fabrics. And they're little squares, so you can use them to mimic fabric. These are really cute just to add a little pop of color to your page. And then this is some gorgeous wallpaper. I think I just want to use one piece of it though. I don't need the whole thing. This is a tag that I made that just makes me so happy and I always like to look at it. This is some really beautiful vellum. And then this is a really beautiful little image of some doves just from some paper that I saved from a little notepad. I was thinking of putting in some vintage papers. I recently purchased this, and what I love about it is that I believe all of the pages are hand written in. You can definitely see it a lot better, but it has beautiful script and penmanship. So it's something that I've recently purchased as like a little gift to myself. So I still have a while to go. I still need to fill up my folder with a couple more papers, but this is just the papers that I know I want to use for now. As you can see, lots of color, lots of yellows and orange and reds and blues, some greens and little hints of magazine pages, some of my digitals that go along so well with my journal. So I'm just going to put both my folder and my journal into my traveler's notebook. And I finally have my altered folder with a beautiful pattern that I love, and on the inside bursting with ephemera. That makes me so happy. I can always add more to this. I could cover it up if I want to. I can add other pieces of paper to like make it a little bit more eclectic, which I might do. I might add like a little patchwork of certain papers just to make it a little bit more special for me. And this way I don't have to worry about having all of my ephemera in random places. Everything is kept in one place for me to be creative, for me to use. And I'm just so happy. I'm so happy with my journal and with my folder, and I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this video. It was probably all over the place, but I hope that you guys had a fun time just playing around with me in my traveler's notebook. Remember to always spruce up your notebook. Don't forget about it. Give it a little makeover, and sometimes just a new piece of paper wrapped around your folder is all that you need to bring back your inspiration and to make you want to use it. So of course, until next time, I hope that you have an incredible day wherever you are in the world. Definitely don't forget to check out my shop and my Teachable for my classes as they're on sale this weekend. And until next time, I hope that you have an incredible day full of peace and love. I will talk to you guys very soon, and I love you all so much. Bye-bye, and have a great day.